a.m. and I'll call this meeting to order. Let the minutes reflect we have full quorum. So before we start, we'll have our prayer by Reverend Jennifer Shock.
Good morning. Let us pray. Holy One, we give thanks for this county, for the land that sustains us, and for the people who call it home, from ranching families to first responders, from veterans to young people building their futures here. May we honor the dignity and worth of each person we serve. For those who labor behind the scenes quietly, and for those who give their time to strengthen this county, we offer our gratitude. May every decision made in this room today contribute to the safety, well-being, and flourishing of Wilson County. In that spirit of unity and service, and in your name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Do we have any public comments or sign up for public comment? And item number 4, certificates of completion awards and bond continuation. We have completion of CJIS Security and Privacy General for Henry Whitman and Mary Spoon. Acknowledgement of fraternity by Mary Spoon. Department of Homeland Security Public Information All Hazards Incident with the grant. Texas Association of County Auditor Public Accountancy Continuing Education, Kristen Flowers. Bond continuation, Kristen Jurek. Lobis Assistant County Attorney. Handle those into the minutes. Agenda item number 5 will bypass at the 10 o'clock a.m. Somebody needs to remind me we don't get to that point. So that will be Luz Serato, our permitting development director. We have a 10 o'clock public hearing application to revise plat of Herbert Ranch, lot 100, lot 101 to Siesta Oaks. So we'll return back to that at 10. Move to agenda item number 6, extension activity report.
Good morning. You have our full activity report by Dawn and Keith today. We're going to do our photo presentation. This is just highlighting the last few months of 2 programs that we wanted to showcase to y'all. So first, I just want to give a little shout out. So Allison at our district 12 faculty meeting received the Rising Star Award as a new agent, doing great things. And myself received the Inspiration Award. I also wanted to thank y'all for my tenure certificate from the county. I apologize for not being there to receive it. That day I was putting together bags of comfort and joy. We delivered 150 bags across the county to senior citizens that may not have received anything during the Christmas holiday. So this summer, so to be a child passenger safety technician, you have to keep up with your CEUs and make sure that you're learning everything that you're supposed to so that you're installing car seats properly. So I attended a conference here in San Antonio. We had a lot of fun. That's our little group from our South Central Texas area there. And then I helped with, can you go back one? Oh, sorry, that's okay. South Texas Pregnancy Center, they have car seat classes for new parents that come in. So they serve Wilson County. So every, 3-ish months, I will pop over there to help with the class and teach those parents how to properly install a car seat into their vehicle and then the get their little one, their child, into a car seat properly. That's really one of the fun projects I get to do in this process. This was with pioneers from Stomping Ground Ventures. They are a adult center for those with disabilities. So I got to go over there and teach them food habits because they do different projects, and they also want to make sure that they serve food safely. And a couple of them actually have jobs at local restaurants in Lavernia. So that was really cool. So they're so sweet. I love going over there to see them at Stomping Ground. When Sean Speaks came to Lavernia High School, he talks to 8th grade and the juniors at Lavernia High School every year. So that's 565 kiddos that we reached with When Sean Speaks. So that's really fun program that we get to do. I talked a little bit about this a couple of months ago, the Fresh Trade Producer Training that we hosted here in Wilson County. This program is a grant through TPA that we're trying to get local producers to get local foods into the local school district, keeping everything really fresh and great for the kids here, because we need to make sure that we're nourishing them so that they can learn properly. So this is the actual producer training that we had here in Wilson County. And just this past Friday, I was in Seguin and we hosted a networking event. At the networking event, we invited producers to come and local school district food service directors to come so that they can talk to each other and see what they needed. We had some really good communication. In fact, the Lavernia food service director, Angela, she was able to make contact with a producer that's out of Seguin for lettuce and carrots, I think. So then they're able to get their produce a little bit closer. So that's really cool. I'm also on the state grant, or the state advisory for Fresh Trade. So it's really nice to see how it started 3 years ago to today, where everybody's talking and getting together. And I'm going to turn it over to Allison for the first one you were involved in.
Yes, in October was National 4-H Week. Our council and officers did a food drive across all of our clubs. So they collected 573 food drive items, and all of those items go to the different food pantries within the county. So people got to go to Floresville and help them, some kids got to go through the whole process.
Yeah, just packing up stuff, just teaching the kids like how they get their items and then what happens when they go back to the community members. It's really cool.
In July we had our Great Achievement Night. This year was our biggest attendance, probably within the last 4 or 5 years that we've had. So that was really awesome. We appreciate all of you that could make it. This summer, we had a county ambassador leadership training, and so this training is year-long, but in the summer we do a hands-on leadership day where they do different leadership activities, learn different leadership styles, and then use that to go out throughout the year and teach other 4-Hers as well as other peers. And then we had a Path to Play camp that we partnered with Atascosa, and that camp has been going on for almost 10 years now, I would say, that we do with them. So the kids got to tour a berry farm. We got to have HEB snack developers come and do a presentation, and they got to dissect a cow stomach. So some of those really liked that, some of those did not. It's a really cool opportunity for them. In August is when we do our 4-H kickoff. We have about 300 people that come through. We use our current 4-H kiddos to kind of talk to the new and prospective families that come through. They have different activities like the smoothie bite, different games. So really get to educate a lot of people during that time. Some other activities we did in September, Nicole and I did a food truck park tour. So in 4-H, when they do food show, which we had in December, the theme is food truck favorites. So we went to Food Truck Park in San Antonio, and we talked about how it's different, food safety, how they plate things differently, so they kind of got some different ideas. So we got the Dinarito burrito, and then a quesadilla pizza. So it was really fun. And then we also had a livestock project clinic that Samantha and I did that we partnered with Tractor Supply. And so people who were interested in wanting to show animals got to come through, see some animals, different presentations, so things like that. In October, we also have Red Barn Days, which is sponsored by our Wilson County Farm Bureau Board, and they pay for all the kiddos in the county to go, which is 4th grade. So you can see all of our school districts were able to go, which is a total of 780 students. And then we had a homeschool day as well, which was about 8 kiddos. So they get to go through all the different stations, learning about row crops, learning about poultry, farm animals, gardening. The one Nicole and I usually do is the nutrition, which is what I have pictures of. So we get some moving. Hatching in the classroom, we did around the Floresville South this fall. We hatched 57 chicks, and every single chick was named. So they all had their names on their little boxes. But that was the first time I partnered with them since being here. So I think we really had a good time. I think a lot of the teachers want to do it again. So, well. We, in November, had our shooting sports coaches training at the Livonia Chamber of Commerce. In 4-H, if an adult leader wants to help instruct and teach our first kiddos for shooting sports, they have to take this course. So it's a whole day and a half. So we had 6,000 people come. I think the furthest was from like 6 hours away. But they have to do a full day, so we feed them. They get to go out to the different ranges, and then they have to take a test the next day. So we hosted those. And then in December, we have our fall roundup, so that's food show, entomology, and the Family and Community Health Food Bowl. We had 30 participants that first day. And then the second day, we had 12 for public speaking and educational presentations. So we talked a lot about that in December when we were talking. Then the other fun thing that we get to do end of October, beginning of November is major and local livestock show entries. So I kind of just put together some numbers of all of the things we gather over 4 days, about 150 people that come through our office, and these entries that we gather, about 540, and then the majority of those have to go into a computer. So they handwrite them, give them to us, we put them in the computer, and so that takes a big part of our day, but that's an all-around an office effort for that. For the Wilson County Baked Food Show, we collect all of those because it goes processed through our office, but 138 of those is our kiddos. So, cool. And then also we, validation kind of overview, those are kind of combined numbers that we do. So especially the 4-legged animals, those we physically validate. Samantha and I, as well as the ag teachers, we work really well to do so. And then the broilers and turkeys, those are the numbers as well. We order from our office, we order the birds for Wilson County as well as for Livonia. So those numbers come through our office. And then we do paperwork for breeding hunters and for the sheep and goats. So all of that paperwork goes through our office as well. Yeah. So if you go, can you go back real fast? We just wanted to reiterate those, the validation overview, like Allison said, the goats and lambs go to our office as do breeding heifers. And so that's a lot of coordinating with our school districts as well, because we work with the ag teachers. And so it's coordinating dates that we can be all together. We use the Expo has been where we've been doing validation. For heifers, we do the post-project farm. But, it's getting the paperwork, getting the tags, we have the ear tag and tattoo them, check tattoo, full hair, all of that then gets sent, all the paperwork. The validation process too, the county show requires the animals to be state validated, but then also any major show that they go to, the animals also must be state validated. And that just ensures a sense of, efficacy among the kids, they're signing ethics forms saying that they're doing this project properly, so we all have records and know who's doing what of what. So it's definitely an office project when we say we're doing these animals, because every signature line. So it's a lot that happens in that process. So you can skip now. Okay, so on the A&R side, I spent a lot of time because those validations that we talked about were October, November. The breeding heifers were also in October, and then we did commercial heifers in September. So then as far as field programming, I just finished up our annual crop internet report for Wilson County, which is reported every year. I get the acres reported to the FSA office. We've had projected for 2025, we're at $131 million ag industry. How would you say that, Michael? Ag industry. That's what. Yes. And yeah. So anyway, but I take that from the crops, the livestock, any other section. So whatever is reported to the FSA office is what I can run reports on. And so that's what I just finished up and submitted, and they use that for all kinds of fun things. But for the programs that we did have, over 95% of the participants anticipated the economic benefit totaling over $380,000 from past programs. So, after I have a program, we do a survey, and we ask, did any of the information you learned through this program, do you foresee an economic benefit? And that was the results we got. Some of the acres that were reported was over 50,000 acres, over 1,500 heavy cattle. And then we also, over the last few months, did our fall forage and soil testing campaign, which you do that with Farm Bureau of Soil and Water. And so individuals bring in their soil samples, they bring in their forage samples, we send them all to A&M, they run a report, and then we send that back to them, and then I offer any kind of assistance in reading that or what those mean. So we collected 61 soil samples and then 23 forage samples. And that's one of those that ebbs and flows. We're in the middle of a drastic drought, and so it's hard to get coal out of the ground. It's harder to get hay. So those numbers will see what they do. And then you can see we have those programs at the bottom that happened over the last few months as well. The other super fun thing is our master gardeners have really taken off. We started last year, so our second certification class just ended. So we're at 22 certified master gardeners, which means that they've completed all their classwork and their volunteer hours. And they're still volunteering now, but they are certified, they're trained, they are officially Wilson County master gardeners. We have 10 interns, which means they're lacking in most likely volunteer hours, but they're working hard. So current and ongoing projects is they're currently taking care of the library gardens and the raised bed, and they're doing really fun things over there. They've had a few plant swaps, which I hear people just talking random, at the store and whatnot about the different ones. So they have them in Lavernia, Stockville, and Floresville. They've gone to the Goober game, and the kids, they help the kids plant a little peanut, why not plant a peanut at Goober game? They're currently working on a seed library, and then community-wide, they're also working with the Lodi Community Garden, which we did with Nicole, and then Nicole also had a request from Conviva for them to do some different projects there. So they're doing that, and then they've also helped us at the schools. So they'll go in and do some gardening presentations at the local schools as well. Other things that they've done, like I said, they'll go to the schools. They've helped us at Red Barn Days. They'll come out there and also do some volunteering there. And then they've also helped us with the youth water fairs. So it's really exciting because, counties like Thayer, Guadalupe, Travis, they have booming master gardeners. And it's amazing what those volunteers can do. So I'm really excited to see this group really take off. And so our third certification class is set to begin in August. So if you see anything, share with anybody. Next. Oh, okay. So, am I doing this one? Sure. Yes, okay. So as we've alluded, the Wilson County Junior Livestock Show is coming up. So we just wanted to remind you all that the dates are the 16th through the 25th. So Safe Food Funsies is all January 17th. You can start at 4 to purchase the goodies, and I would recommend getting there at 3:30 because if you get there at 4, there will be nothing left. And it's cash or check? Cash or check, yeah. And then the commercial heifer sale, so those kiddos dropped off their record books last week. We delivered them to the judges. They'll do their show and interviews and whatnot on this Saturday, but then they will sell at Nixon on January 19th. And then all of next week, the kiddos will show their different projects, and then that sale will be the following weekend, January 24th. So, super exciting. Do you have any questions for all of that? That was a lot.
That was a lot in 6 months.
I don't have a question, but I'd like to make a comment about the stock show.
Okay.
So, we will have water and sewer in the back. Right, Judge?
Right.
Okay, let's get that done.
Okay.
We have construction going on out there.
Correct.
Okay? So with that construction, nobody can go outside that west side of that barn.
Correct.
It will be closed off. We have talked to the committee. They already know that they will have the door somewhat open, but we cannot have anybody cross over that fence or get into that construction area. A lot of safety stuff going on. Right? So that's a big thing. Parking is going to be somewhat of a problem. So where that oak tree is up front, we can park there. We just got to make sure we leave that lane open so that construction crew can continue working throughout the week. Okay? So these are very important things that we need to do. So we bake goods,
Yeah,
stuff like that. Your art guys, they need to make sure that lane is open on that west entrance the whole time.
Yeah, we can make sure we reiterate that to everyone and go from there too.
So these are, I don't know if you got anything to add.
Yeah, so there was a lot of planning done for this, so it didn't interrupt y'all's stock show, with the contractors, and they're gonna be pouring cement from 2 to 5 in the morning. And so the trucks won't be coming through there, and we're concerned about hitting a child or something. They are, we are too. We're gonna allow a couple of those doors to open on that side where the construction, they're gonna put auto panels that's very well secured, that nobody can pull it down for ventilation, because it'll get stagnant in there if we don't have one or two of those doors open.
Right, yeah,
There's been a lot done by the contractors to try to make sure that your event goes well.
Right, we just wanted to encourage everyone and remind everyone what was, going on community involvement, so, but we'll make sure our safety is, the lane and whatnot. But, yes, go ahead. Yes. So we also though have Dr. Michael Haynes and, Dr. White with us, and we're gonna turn it over to them real fast.
And ladies, thank you very much for a good presentation. Thank you. Congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
And I would like to elaborate a little bit on the awards that they received. So the Rising Star Award is actually a state-recognized award that she was highlighted for by the director's office as well. It was something where she is nominated by her peers across the district and then selected at the regional level by our leadership, and also for the Inspiration Award as a peer-to-peer. It shows the impact that not only has she had in her county, but on her colleagues in developing them professionally as well. So it's a recognition of her leadership in developing our agency moving forward and advancing. And so we appreciate the work that they do here in Wilson County. It really is something that when folks ask, what does Extension do? Because we cover things from health and livestock and youth development. The reality is what we teach in one word is life. We teach how to produce, we teach how to consume, we teach how to bring up the next generation. That's what we do. So this morning I had the pleasure of being able to introduce something that's kind of new and exciting. Our sister university at Prairie View A&M, is expanding their cooperative extension program and has now included Wilson County. And Dr. White, who is part of leadership for Family Community Health at Prairie View, is with us this morning. She came in last night. We were talking about braving fog and living in Kerrville, Texas. I know that we had some stuff here recently where I'm having to learn how that we have some more moisture in the air. That driving in fog isn't very fun. We were joking about that. But she's here with us this morning to introduce Dominique Gear, who will be representing Wilson County as County Extension Agent for Family Community Health with CEP County Extension Program. So, Dr. White.
Good morning. It is so lovely to be here. The Family Community Health unit at Prairie View A&M University, we've actually been the largest unit since I started at Prairie View almost 27 years ago. And so we've actually expanded to several counties thanks to all of the legislators who have expanded, and we've received our state match within the state of Texas. So Prairie View is expanding. Instead of being in over 50 counties, we're going to over 100 and some odd counties. And that's within family and community health, 4-H and youth development, ag and natural resources, and community and economic development. And here, for family and community health, we have Ms. Dominique Gear. Ms. Dominique Gear has a bachelor's and a master's in nutrition. She is not a native Texan, though. She actually comes from North Carolina. She came to Texas during the COVID era and was working on her master's, and of course, you know, COVID was different for everyone, so she went back. She came back to Texas as quickly as she could. So she will be representing Wilson County here for the Cooperative Extension Program. We do education workshops in nutrition, parenting, money management, diabetes, all of the life skills areas. And we focus on groups of individuals that may be a little disadvantaged. She's also been doing work with one of the curriculums already called Eating Smart, Being Active, ESSA, and our workshops are a series of educational workshops. So we do a pre-test and a post-test that has been learned. So I am excited for us to be here in Wilson County within FCH. We are now expanding to, I believe I was told, around 33 counties we're in now within just FCH throughout the state of Texas. So I am excited. We have over 50, about 50 staff members within FCH currently. And we actually came with some gifts for you guys, for the commissioners and judges. We always know that gifts are good in there, but we also have information in there to show what FCH is for the past couple of years. So there's a folder in here as well as a little token for you guys. Can we bring them to you?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Here. Do you have any questions for us?
Where is she getting off?
She is actually, because of the lack of office space, currently she is working remotely.
Okay.
So she comes into the county office here and will set up, but she has to work remotely currently. But if you have the space, we'll be glad to
Thank you, ma'am.
have her.
We probably do something where we just need to figure it out.
Figure it out? Yes. And that's the one thing about the Cooperative Extension Program. We come in, all of our services are free. So even the county is not paying a portion of salary or anything. All of that comes from Purdue University, National Institute of Food and Agriculture, as well as funding, as well as the state. Any other questions?
No, great, wonderful to have you all here.
Thank you so kindly.
Okay, don't walk away, Michael. It's my turn. I do want to, I know these ladies have done a wonderful job, and I just wanted to, somebody had to hire them, and that was, I know you were intimately involved in that. So I want to thank you for everything that you've done. I know that the programs and events that you guys sponsor for commissioners, members are wonderful, and these ladies always do a wonderful job here. If we need anything, they're always there and ready to help us. So thank you for what you do, and thank y'all for what y'all do, and welcome, and we'll look forward to working with y'all too.
Thank you for the partnership. Very appreciate you guys. Agenda item number 7, we have city staff or emergency manager. She's not here today, but I have Kimmy here. Kimmy will come up and discuss, take action on a memorandum of understanding between the Institute for Homeland Security, San Diego State University, and Wilson County. Good morning.
Okay, so we have used Homeland Security, their training team. They've come down, we've done an exercise with them, they bring the sim table, they set up full-scale scenarios. There's no monetary value with this, we don't pay them, they don't pay us. Basically, they will help us with any training or exercises we want to do, and in the return, if they need us post the training, we just have to give them a place to do that. And that's basically the whole deal. Ms. Huron has already reviewed this, and it's up to you.
Ms. Huron, good?
Yes, ma'am. It's a good training agreement with the university too, with San Diego.
I will entertain a motion on agenda item number 7.
Motion that we accept the memorandum of understanding between the Institute for Homeland Security based out of Sam Houston State University with Wilson County. Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Aiken, second by Commissioner Cardona. Do we have any other discussion regarding agenda item number 7? Hearing none, I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 9, we go to Ray Evans, our Veterans Officer, discuss take action. Did we skip one? Another one, I'm sorry, I saw 2 Cindy's and I moved past. Okay, Kenny, you gonna come up and speak about this too?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this discuss and take action on the EOC amended copy release. My understanding now, we have gone down on the lease and the number of people that are using this computer, and for the court to understand this, I did go back and do research. 2 judges back, and we have never had to bring this type of issue to the court. It was just approved by the judge because it was already built in your budget for those services. I just want to give you a reminder on that.
Yes, sir. We did get the price down to, I believe, $194, and for that to be split between the fire marshal department and emergency management. We do have it budgeted in our budget to cover the whole cost. If we do not split it, like that is where we are at with it at this time. That's true.
No, we did it. So they lowered it about $100, a little over $100. Mr. Rose already reviewed the document, and depending on how you guys want to fund it, numbers and what the funded in total, I can split it with them. It's just going to be my department of risk management using this software.
This year, you already reviewed it.
Yes, I did. The addendum lowers the price of the lease agreement, and they did provide how that cost will be allocated. There aren't too many people using it, but if it comes down to full cost, there's enough in the budget for them to take.
Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion on agenda item number 8.
I'll make a motion to deny bringing the amended lease for the copier at the EOC.
Is there a second? All right, motion dies for lack of second. Is there a motion to approve agenda item number 8? Let me ask this. You gotta have a copier, correct?
It is the copier going to build it.
Where are you gonna get your copies if we don't approve this lease?
We'll have to purchase desk copiers for all the offices, and we'll be responsible for our total. With this current lease, it includes all of our copies, 1,500 copies, and then if we go over that amount, it's less than a penny per copy.
So having to do it that way is gonna cost more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We purchase and finish for every office.
All right, Court, I'm gonna ask for a motion. Agenda item number 8, we need this equipment.
To be clear, we brought the price down to $194.40. You said 3,000, but actually it's 6,000 copies. It's 3,000 black and white, and it's 3,000 color. Yeah, correct. I didn't specify. It's 3,000 copies in total. And I mean, I don't think that is aligned with what we have going on with other departments as far as putting you on the spot. You know how much I utilize 8 copies a month off of your professional machine. We utilize for our county trainings, right, books and things like that, and we do hold these tabletops. So it's not just for the offices, it's also for our training side and getting flyers and those things like that. And the problem I had was that the auditor said that there was only around $150 a month in budget. So you're still, even though you brought the price down, you're still out. And that's where we came in with the cost sharing. I can pull it out of my budget. Yeah, but we were told there were going to be 16 people using these copies. Now I get an email that says there's only 2 people using. That was the original, since it was denied because so many people were going to be utilizing this copier. This thing's completely changed from what it originally started out to be. It has. We pretty much, I don't want to say we've dumbed it down, but we brought it down to the least common denominator, just the 2 departments that we utilizing this. It's still expensive, and there's only 2 people using it, and then the little note at the bottom that anybody else that goes in the EOC will have to provide their own copier. I'm not okay.
Okay, so let me interject. And this year on. So they have to buy their own now computers, and it exceeds what we're going to pay now. Does that make sense?
Matter of what the budget provides for this expense, not just this year, but over the term of the lease term.
If it's budgeted in their account to go forward on that, why are we even having to vote on this one 2 judges back? I'm going back and check the whole thing. They've always approved their leases on whoever had a copier.
I don't believe that's correct, Judge, because I can remember approving, I believe it was yours when you had to renew, I believe we approved Ms. Barnett.
Prior to my
And then
visit,
we've also approved
it did
one
not
for
go to
the
court.
I'm sorry?
Prior to my visit in office, it did not go to court, and then when we came in office, we did take it just to be covered.
But prior to that. I also, this is an addendum, I think, that's on the agenda today, which means there's already an existing contract that has been approved. The copy I got has already been approved. So that has already been approved and signed.
But wait, this is an addendum to what contract are we talking about?
It's not necessarily contracted, it is lease.
Okay, a lease contract is really basically the same.
The addendum lowers the price.
Well, so it's an addendum to the lease that they provided before that they signed that they shouldn't have signed. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the one I saw was signed by the judge.
Signed by me, yes.
And prior to that was signed by Cindy. So I don't think anything changes here. I don't agree because I asked 2 of our other offices what they do, and y'all are 1.5 times the highest use of any other office in the county. That just seems absurd to me. We've asked for information to demonstrate why you need so many copies and why it's not more efficient to do this with just local printers.
Are you all making all the training books?
Yes, sir. Every
training books?
Everything, yeah. I don't even have a printer right now. Correct.
So we got a training coming up on the 23rd, 24th, something like that. You are making all the books for whoever's going to be this. And that's where this thing will pay off at that point. How often are we going to be doing training is the next question. And I'm not asking for that answer right now. But if we're doing this quarterly,
I am currently working on the training schedule. It is like that. I will get that to you as soon as I can.
should have had one a couple years ago. But that's where this thing would actually be beneficial. If you are making all the books for it, I don't have to bring something, or not just me, but anybody else coming from out of the county. So I can understand where this comes in.
Excuse me, but my understanding is that the contract for the lease has already been approved. The addendum is only to lower the monthly lease payment. So if the court decides not to vote for the addendum, then we're going to be paying the higher amount. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just wanted to clear
How does that work? I mean, I don't believe that they had the authority to sign those leases without court approval. That's my understanding. So we're going back and saying we're doing an addendum. It's okay to approve the addendum, but the original approval was not okay. That is my question.
Well, from what I recall, the last meeting, it was the actual contract for the original lease was not approved by the court.
That is correct.
Or Cindy had inadvertently signed it. But since then, I believe the judge signed it. I'm not sure. Because that's all I've seen.
That's correct, I did. When it was brought to me, I assumed that I went and checked with the clerk's office and see how we did in the past, and it was done that way. So there's no intent to do any defrauding on anybody. We need to get these services going. It's in your budget. Correct. And, I mean, if we're going to get to that point, I mean, everything that you commissioners purchase from now will be scrutinized.
It is fine. Or it is.
Sometimes. We had to deal with something here just a few meetings ago. It was signed, and it should have been. There's no intent here to cause any harm to anybody. We're trying to get these services. And by the way, you were right. That facility is going to house a lot of training. And that copy machine is going to be needed. That's exactly what the Emergency Operations Center does. All right, I'm going to entertain one more time. Guys, is there a motion to approve this lease on the addendum?
Motion to approve this lease for $194.40 per month due to the training schedule that's going to be provided.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Do we have any other discussion regarding agenda item number 8?
I do want to discuss it.
Go ahead.
So, you brought up a point about it being narrowed down from a bunch of people, which I think a bunch of people was anybody who was in their tertiary, like Constable Leak is going to be in there, the Sheriff's Department is going to have their dispatch in there. That was where the additional people came up. Now, because we talked in open court about, okay, how do we track who's using what? How do we take and split it up? Their offices have come together and said, okay, we can do this to where it's clear, and we're going to have 2 offices use it. It's going to be the Fire Marshal's office, and it's going to be Emergency Management. So they addressed that, and by addressing it, they dropped down the copy count on what they thought that the other individuals were going to use. Without any basis whatsoever, it was the best guess, and gotten the monthly payment down to where it can be tolerated within their budget. We're not going to have a civil war in the future between y'all 2 going, hey, y'all use 60% and we want our other percentage back and all of that stuff. You're going to conduct yourselves the way that you need to. I know another part of this problem is about, was it done correctly in the beginning? Okay. We've addressed that in court, in previous courts, about how we need to go forward with it. And so I believe this is a reasonable payment for the services that we're going to receive. And y'all will be able to come back in a year and go, you know, we're under copy count, we're over copy count, and address it more actually. Probably at budget time would be appropriate. So we'll see what you do before we get to the next budget. That's why I'm supporting this. They, in the very least, they need to have this to provide the services to the county that they provide. Ma'am?
Is the split going to be 50-50?
That's the choice is, it's happens.
I don't have a problem with it.
Whatever the auditor thinks and whatever.
We can pay for it directly out of emergency management budget. We have enough to go with.
So if it's already in their budget, let them finish it, then Fire Marshal can add it to his budget next year.
And with me, I think that's the best, because I think that your budget, technically, we knew when we were building the office that we were going to have things that we were going to find later on we needed to fund. My druthers is that we do it all out of emergency management until we end this budget year. And then we do the 50-50 split going forward.
So initially it's going to come out of
Emergency management.
and then next budget.
And we can even talk about, if y'all keep up with the copy counts, whether or not you need to do something to take and help out in the next budget year. Maybe a higher percentage. Yeah, we can print report. We can do that. We can print report on the usage of that. Sure. So we definitely should try to work.
All right, any other discussion before I call for the vote?
How many copies have you already made?
I have to use it all for this.
Still a lot.
No, it's not. It's plugged in and turned on and ready to go last week.
Are they using it?
The only thing I know that Wendy's used it for is for scanning receipts and stuff that we've been getting for our fees. But I haven't personally printed or hooked up to my computer yet.
Can you use it?
We haven't printed any books. We have turned it on, used it, trying to get it set up with the network, but we haven't printed 1,000 copies out of it, nothing like that.
Any other discussion? All right, I'm calling for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay.
Nay.
Ayes have it, motion passes.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Clarify the motion, or what the motion was to approve the lease and the addendum, or just the addendum?
I made the motion, I think
I'm not sure how.
19440.
Said that figure would be the amount. I remember the amount of 194.40. Yes.
Well, the original lease still has to be approved. But that's not on the agenda.
No.
Just the addendum. So it's something that you're probably going to have to address in the future. Because it's a 5-year lease. It's not a 1-year lease. Unless it's in the budget, you know, when the budget was created, providing a lease for, and then the budget is approved by the court, then the judge can just sign it according to the budget. But the 5-year lease has to be approved by the court.
So you're going to bring that back.
Bring back to the 5-year lease.
Yes, sir.
The addendum's already been approved from, but yeah.
All right. Ray, how long was your presentation? Because we're very close to 10 o'clock cutoff.
3 minutes, 2 minutes.
Okay, we're good timing.
Judge Commissioners,
Let me pull it out for.
I want to do it over and under on
Agenda item number 9, we have Ray O'Hara. Discuss and take action on memorandum of understanding and establishes an agreement between the Wilson County Veteran Service Office and the City of Livonia. This will include access to a designated facility for VSO to hold veterans consultation. This is a non-financial agreement. This MOU does not create any financial obligation between the parties. All right, so
Judge Commissioners, good morning. I've been in talks with the mayor and the chief of police in Livonia. It is my goal, or my understanding, that there is more of a veteran population in Livonia so precinct 3 larger than precinct 2. Currently, some of my data that I've been showing you guys, they're like neck and neck on data. Now, in order to prove that, I want to be there, be more available in the Livonia area. This will offer me the opportunity to gather that data. I'm looking at starting off with once a week in Livonia, and then based off the need to increase that and see what that data shows. I'm going to do this for at least a year. If you guys approve it, currently I'm waiting on it to be approved through the council as well at the same time, so that way we can kind of get everything, all the signatures all together. I've already done a site visit, saw the office up in the front, so it's not in the back of the police department or anything, it's on the front end of it. They have like a secured office, and I think the biggest thing when I talked to the attorney's office for the approval, we already gave our blessings on that, is privacy. Make sure there's no monitoring during the consultations and the services that we provide, and there's privacy for the constituents that we provide services to. So we're here just to ask for that approval for that.
If they're going to provide space free of charge, there is a confidentiality that they took care of, and there's also, I was concerned about a termination if either party at one point wanted to move or terminate, and that's covered fine. They took care of that. So I think it's a service that certainly is needed in Livonia, and the agreement needs to be accepted.
I do want to highlight that if the council in Livonia, the city council, if there's an issue with anything, I'll bring it back to the court. If there's any drastic changes or any requests in regards to privacy or anything like that.
All right, Mr. will entertain a motion to agenda item number 9.
I'll make a motion to establish a memorandum of understanding to establish an agreement between the Wilson County VSO and the City of Livonia for the VSO to hold veteran consultations.
Motion made by Commissioner Perdo, seconded by Commissioner Key. Do you have any other discussion regarding agenda item number 9? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff, for your service.
You made it 3 minutes.
Mr. Orr, is your presentation more than 5 minutes? It's a signature.
No, it's about a lease. I'd
Yeah.
rather it be put also afterwards.
Yeah, that is, and it's been reviewed and there's been the corrections made in this year on. Okay, so let's recess from our general meeting right now at 9:51 and then we'll, at 10 o'clock.